video, we will be repairing the passenger side window in this 2001 Ford F150. As we roll down the passenger side window, we can see that it quickly becomes dislodged from the track. If we manually pull on the window, we can see that it also is free inside the door. We need to reseat this on the track. To do this, we first want to open the passenger side door to gain access to our door panel. Taking a look at the passenger side door panel, we need to locate the armrest switch control plate, and we need to disconnect this electrical connection. And I have found the easiest method to remove this is to grasp the front end of this piece nearest the front of the vehicle and gently give it some quick pulls upward. And then we can slide out those other pieces. We then have two wiring harnesses that need to be disconnected. Our red wiring harness goes to our door locks, and the white wiring harness goes to our window. Taking a look at our window wiring harness first, we have a small tab that needs to be depressed to release a small lock. We can then wiggle that wiring harness free. Our door lock wiring harness also has a small tab and a small lock holding that in place. We can also depress that tab and wiggle that free. Taking a look back at our door panel, we want to shift our attention to the bottom edge of the door panel, and we are wanting to remove the two retaining screws that are holding the bottom of the door panel in place. Moving back to our door panel, if we locate our door handle trim piece, we need to remove this next. The door handle trim piece pulls outward from the front and then frontwards towards the front of the vehicle. And located behind that trim piece, we have one Phillips head screw. Now just be careful you don't drop this into the bottom of the door. And taking a look back at our door panel, we also have one bolt located inside where we took off that control panel. Now for this, I am using a 9/32 nut driver. However, I believe it is probably a metric size, but this 9/32 fits pretty nice. After that, we're going to pull the door panel straight up and dislodge it from the remaining clips. Now we do have one additional wiring harness for one of our interior door lights. We can rotate that counterclockwise and remove that also. As it sits currently, I have removed the door panel and my water shield is obstructing any view of what is inside of the door. I need to remove my mounting bracket for which the door panel was connected to help give me better access inside the door with that water shield removed. And for this, I'm using that same 9/32 nut driver. And then slowly working that mounting bracket off. And that should give me much better access inside the window. I'm going to plug my window wiring harness back in so that I can lower the window and give me better access to that track. And so I've rolled the window down to the point where I can see the bottom edge of the window. I can also see where the window sits into the track. The track that has that window sit in it, I can see that it looks like there's some type of glue that was on there. If I lift the window, I can see that it pops out of that glued little ledge that it sits on. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the speaker as well to see if that will give me better access back behind there to that second track. And for this, I'm using a 7/32 nut driver. And on the back of the speaker, we also have a wiring harness that needs removed. We can depress the small tab on the back and wiggle that wiring harness loose. And this should now give me a little bit better access through that speaker port location. And looking through that speaker location, we can see our track that our window sits on, and again, it is out of that track. To complete this repair, I'm first going to clean off all of the existing adhesive from each of the track locations. I'm going to be using a variety of utility knife blades, tiny screwdrivers, and other objects to help clean off as much of the old adhesive as I can. I will be using 3M's Black Super Weatherstrip and gasket adhesive to replace the adhesive that I cleaned off of the original track. Now the key is with this product, you want to apply the product to the track. You want it to then start to set up and become tacky, and then you want to install the window into the track once that adhesive has become tacky. Now, because I don't want the window to come in contact with this adhesive before I'm ready, I'm going to be temporarily holding the window all the way up with a little bit of duct tape. This will then give me plenty of room to work for installing my adhesive. I'm going to make sure to install plenty so this hopefully won't happen again. And once that has dried to a tacky finish, I'm going to apply a little bit more and then go ahead and seat the window. Once that has been seated, we're going to roll the window up. And lastly, we just want to reinstall everything in the reverse order that we took it apart. Starting with the speaker, make sure you reconnect the wiring harness. Next we have our bracket, which our door panel is mounted to. After that, we can reconnect our interior door light and slip our door panel back on, making sure to line up the door lock. You want the bottom in first. You can tip that forward and then slide that down in place. We have our one bolt that goes underneath the door handle. We have one screw to the left of the door handle. We can do that trim piece then. We'll add our two screws at the bottom and our control panel. And at this point, I would recommend waiting a couple days for that adhesive to fully cure before rolling down the window.